Beep.
Daz, how about that? I'm blocking you. You're nobody. How about that, Daz? Put this on your
Oh, naughty word.
YouTube. Okay?
Typical thing he brings up about because the atheist believes they live in the non-God world, and that you can't truly know anything in the non-God world. There's no absolutes, there's no ultimates in the non-God world, right?
You mean there can't be?
Yeah, or at least you can't know them.
Why is that? I don't agree to that.
Well, then what would be your source of knowledge?
No, now you're asking me a question, but I just asked you, is that your claim? Is that what you're saying?
Well, I'm
You
just
said
referring
yes.
to. I'm referring to his typical, and I'm sure you're more aware of it than me. What his typical response is, right?
What, to ask a question that's somehow supposed to justify that under a not God world there can't be objective whatever?
Well,
Yeah,
just
because
the refer. I'm sorry.
no, it's alright. It's just that Darth wants to claim that there can't be. But have you ever seen him give an argument for that?
Well, I think the entire point is that he has a reference point for truth, and where if you don't have, if you live in the non-God world, there really is no reference point for truth.
Yeah, but why think that?
Well, what would it be in the
No,
non-God
that's
world?
what I'm saying. I'm asking if he's ever given an argument for it. Asking a question is at best some kind of appeal to incredulity or ignorance, right? That
Yeah,
can't be
sure.
the argument.
Sure, but it just shows that I think this is the entire point I'm bringing up here is that in typically most of the debates, most people are just focused. They can't just answer the question consistently. They want to just usually bring up his character.
Yeah, but
It's
I'm just
character.
saying the point is Darth doesn't actually have an argument for that claim. He can't actually defend that claim, right?
That the atheist doesn't have a reference point for truth.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, do they have a reference point for truth?
Well, I mean,
I think he's making a distinction between like some sort of ontological reference point that the atheist may or may not appeal to, and the atheist like having a like test question says like the ultimate reference point is blank and them not filling that out, therefore they don't have an ultimate reference point. He's making some kind of distinction like that, right? And what he's saying right now is like when they say, when the Darth asks him, is do you have a like ultimate reference point, and they leave it blank, then therefore they don't have an ultimate reference point. And like him filling something out like Lucky Charms is like intrinsically better. Is that what you're saying?
Well, it's not about which one's better, but I'm just saying most atheists get lost in the sauce in these
That's weird
conversations.
for him to say that. You don't. Hold on a second. You don't think it's about which reference point's better?
Well,
You don't think if I say my ultimate reference point's Lucky Charms, he's not going to attack it and say my reference point's better? Are you fucking kidding me?
well, I'm not talking about what he would do if you said that oddly specific reference point from
Is this
truth,
Toast on
but
a voice changer?
I'm sorry.
No, I don't.
Okay, weird. He sounds like a Toast.
Oh,
Yeah.
if you subscribe to the correspondence theory of truth, wouldn't the reference point be the actual state of affairs, i.e., reality? That if you follow the correspondence theory of truth, so in a non-God world, if you subscribe to the correspondence theory of truth, it would be the actual state of affairs.
But how that's assuming that you're actually able to perceive the state of affairs of the reality accurately.
Right. So
Can
you
I,
jumped from ontology to epistemology. You're saying what
yeah,
is
can I
the
ask you a question,
ontological
Bando?
grounding for truth to how can you know it's true? Those are two different questions, right?
Bando, what do you? I mean, like, I want to like kind of like start from some place that makes some kind of sense, right? Which is kind of like I don't even know where we're going right now. So,
But I can
can
answer
I ask
both.
you? Can I ask you what do you think Darth's argument is for the existence of?
Well, I can hardly even get into any of the videos that you upload. I mean, I'm really thankful you uploaded them because I thought Darth was a madman just being on the internet for all these years until I actually watched your videos. Because this guy doesn't even have a YouTube account, which I thought was actually pretty shocking. But anyway, I actually watched some of your videos, and it just I can't even get through the arguments because everyone keeps going through the meta with the guy. They keep just characterizing him and just get mad at him, and so I mean, it's you'd really hardly finish the argument with him.
Is that what you think? You
There are some
you
videos where Darth does try to give an argument. You haven't seen those, have you?
I'm not sure which. Is there a certain person that he was talking to that you're referring to?
I don't know, Tom. The ones where he affirms the consequent. You have like a bunch of those. Who was he talking to?
yeah, I got a bunch of those.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but I've just heard him just talking about the non-God world, and typically the atheists will just I haven't heard a concrete answer to that, and maybe you can answer that. What typically most atheists would
But see,
say.
You
the
haven't heard
interesting
it go.
thing.
What is
Sorry, go ahead.
But,
you
well,
haven't had
you know that they get lost in the
you
weeds.
haven't heard an answer to the question Darth asked, which is tantamount to what is the secret of the universe?
The
He
secret
hasn't
of
heard,
the
he's
universe.
saying
What do
he
you mean?
hasn't heard an
That's somehow
atheist.
compelling for you for what reason?
He's saying he
No,
hasn't heard an atheist answer the question, what is your ultimate reference point for truth or whatever. That was like a satisfactory answer or something like that. That's what you're
yeah.
saying,
So
right?
what is that? What is that answer then?
Well, I mean, there's probably a number of different ways to approach answering that question. But see, I think the thing that's interesting about it is that Darth actually wants to claim that it's not possible on what he calls the non-God worldview for there to be an answer to that question. And what's interesting is he can't defend that claim.
Well, before we go about if actually Darth is able to do that or not able to do that, what is the reference point?
I mean, different atheists probably can give different answers to that question.
So it's not
But
fully
I mean,
determined.
I
see,
gave
like
one already.
but see, the thing that's interesting is that Darth doesn't say, I don't know of an answer to that question, right? He says it's impossible, right? And that would require an argument, right, to show that there's some, let's say, contradiction entailed by there being this, whatever he calls it, this reference point for truth um, on atheism, right? That if atheism were true, it would um, entail that it was impossible that there was some reference point for truth, right? But see, what's interesting is Darth isn't doesn't actually have an argument for that, so he's not actually, as far as I can see, justified in the claim, right?
Well, just simply put, he would just say that in the God world, there's things that are impossible. So because there's God, now there's objective facts that derive from God, and now there's things that you can actually know for certainty. Whereas in the non-God world, and this is another question I never heard answered, or maybe I just didn't hear the right video, is how in the non-God world would things be impossible, or how would you know that anything would be impossible?
Yeah, I'm saying Darth likes to ask these questions that most atheists don't have an answer for, right? But what's interesting is that asking a question, if somebody says, well, I don't know, that doesn't actually establish the truth of his claim, right? Which is that it's impossible. Also, you have to be careful when he talks about God, right? He tends to slip kind of illicitly back and forth between some generic notion of God and the God of Christianity. So, in fact, the claim he wants to make is even stronger than that you can't have, this reference point for truth or whatever that's supposed to be on atheism. He wants to say you can't have it on any other worldview than the Christian worldview, right? And that's not an argument, that's not a claim that he can support either.
Yeah, well, sure, but I think we're getting lost in the weeds here. Originally, the entire question I was bringing up is if Tom
Yeah,
actually
I told
supported
you.
this
Look,
person
I
or didn't,
answered you.
and
Look. I know what you're gonna say. I answered you, and I take that question to mean what is the secret of the universe? And I don't know the secret of the universe, but you're acting like that's a big deal. Like, who the fuck cares?
Okay. Well, sure. You might not think that's
Do you think
relevant,
it's a
or
big
you
deal
just
that I don't know the secret of the universe? You're like, oh fuck, oh shit, dude, that's real then. Seriously?
I think that just secretly you admire Darth. I mean, if you've done this many years of work on him, I mean, this is someone significant in your life at this point. Am I wrong?
Is that what you mean by admire? That there's someone significant as far as content in my life? If so, then yeah.
Okay, no,
Is that all you mean?
that's what I'm just trying to check. So why do
Well,
you think he's
that's
so
that
significant
just
versus
just to
anyone else?
just to be clear, that's like a proprietary definition of admire. Admire is usually typically like a positive term, right? If you're saying like I
So you
admire him for being like a goofball, lulscow, well, that's not really
no, well, what do
what
you
you
think
see.
is so amusing about him, about him?
He says crazy shit.